When people picture schools, they think of books, lessons, exams, and futures they wish to become. But beyond the chalkboards and the lecture halls, schools are also psychic engines. They are massive reservoirs where the emotions of thousands of young people collide and accumulate. Few actually stop to consider the invincible weight these institutions carry. Every child or student brings more than notebooks. They bring the energy of their homes, the energies of joy, trauma, hunger, abuse, ambitions, and even despair. They sit side by side in crowded rooms, releasing fragments of those energies on a daily basis. A classroom is never just four walls. It is a quantum soup. The anxiety of a test, the shame of failure, the thrill of friendship, the confusion of puberty, the depression that comes with the desperation to fit in. And all of these emotions saturate the air. Over the years, the building itself becomes heavy with residue. Teachers and lecturers, though dedicated, also absorb this chaos. They do not simply teach algebra or literature. They manage the tides of unspoken emotions. They do so many burnouts. They grow bitter or even fall ill despite their secured salaries, or not. Because they carry psychic debris as surely as they carry lesson plans. Indigenous wisdom would recognize that this is what we call the energetic imprint, the transfer of unprocessed emotional force from student to teacher, then from generation to generation. Universities magnify this even further. They are sites of transition where identities are forged and tested. The stress over exams, sexual experimentations, sexual frustrations, financial hardships, political rebellion, and the very raw search for belonging all create volatile fields. Dormitories, cubicles, lecture theaters, and even libraries become soaked in tension, lust, anxiety, and ambition. Occult traditions would describe them as thought form factories, generating vast waves of psychic energy that spill into the surrounding communities. This explains why student protests are often wild and ignite like wildfires, why depression and suicide are also very common on campuses, why bullying and violence can become an epidemic. These are not isolated acts. They are eruptions that form and are from a charged field that has not been cleansed. The older traditions will never allow such concentrations without balance. Sacred sites of learning, from the African mystery schools to ancient monasteries in the Far East, always include rituals of purification. Smoke, chants, offerings of all kinds, especially water ceremonies, ensure that knowledge was not divorced from wisdom, and that the place itself did not drown in psychic overload. Today's schools have fire drills, but they do not have energy drills. They scrub floors with bleach, but never clear the atmosphere of despair. Parents notice their children's mood shift after school. Teachers take the stress of their students home with them. snapping at families, wives, and children. Administrators wonder why institutions struggle with constant conflict despite a lot of reforms. The answer is invincible but simple. Schools are congested fields, recycling unresolved emotions daily. What is needed is not mysticism, permissivism's sake, but practical restoration. Imagine schools where cleansing rituals are as normal as staff meetings. Imagine that. Where teachers ground themselves after a long day. Where classrooms are refreshed with sounds and prayers. The shift in learning, health, and relationship will be profound. Schools and universities are not neutral. They are factories of energies as much as factories of knowledge. Until they are treated as such, we will keep producing educated minds housed in exhausted souls.